Hello everyone, this is Naveen here from KL University. Today we will be discussing about high fidelity prototyping. I hope everybody know about what is prototyping and low fidelity prototyping and all. So we will see what is meant by prototyping first. So in this session we will be seeing about the high fidelity prototype and we will see one example also. So let us see what is meant by a prototype. So basically a prototype may be a simple drawing or a rough model of a sketch or something that before we are going to prepare it. So some examples for that are engineers may complete a working model or something like a prototype that they can produce it before they generate it. So it is called as a rough sketch, or if it is a connecting prop like of a kind of sketch, it is called as prototyping. So in the previous classes you might have seen what is meant by the low fidelity prototype. So we will start with the low fidelity prototype and we will slowly move into the high fidelity. So you can see this in the screen. You can see the left side, it's mentioned as a low fidelity, like it is a basic idea of a sketch. It may be a handwritten or it may be a small design of a black and white or something like that. So the right side, it is shifted as a high fidelity prototype. You can see that. So what are the major roles, or what is mean by a high fidelity prototype? Basically it is called as a high tech, hi-fi or a hi-fi prototype. So this is close absolutely related to the final product. We will be sketching something, we will call it as a low fidelity prototype, and then we will be moving into a high fidelity prototype. So in this session we will be more covering about what are the things, what are the requirements, what are the needs of high fidelity prototype. So it is often used to discover potential issues as well, some web application or anything else. So high fidelity prototypes in design thinking, what are the things inside that? Basically it requires some much greater level detail than the low fidelity prototype, as I mentioned. So it will be a conversion of low to high, as I mentioned. So in fact it is high fidelity or more as close as you can get the final product. It may be not a final product, but it will be somewhat similar to a final design. So typically the feature of the same screen flows and IA of the low fidelity version, but it is extra detail, perhaps something like colors, or sometimes it will be designs, some modes, everything will be added on it. So however, among all the most notable differences, much more advanced in the high fidelity prototype. So you can see in the screen the first picture, it's a handwritten sketch. Basically we will call it as a low fidelity prototype, and this also we can call it as a low fidelity, but apart from that it is little bit formatted, so we can also say it is a high fidelity. So this is the low fidelity prototype where have done in hand sketch. So after that it is being converted, so this is the sketch advanced, so they added some small variation in the next level, then the high fidelity prototype they have generated here. So low fidelity to high fidelity. So this is the basic idea about what is a high fidelity and what is a low fidelity. So this is the exact timeline, as I mentioned, from low fidelity prototype to a high fidelity prototype. So why it is more used, what is the main use and all, like, since this pays more attention to the details. Why? Because the designable and the designers to test the feasibility of all the web designs and attract more users. Suppose if we see some application, something like WhatsApp or some kind of Instagram, so you can see that some color combinations or ease of design is the main factor of that particular application. So it will attract the people, it will make more customers for that particular application. So this design is very important, and that is what most engineers will do in the high fidelity prototyping. And we will see some few things about best time to use high fidelity prototype. So you can see that mainly it has been done in visual design of the product has been done. So if you want to test that particular application or web, whatever it is, it's UI elements or color or whatever it is, so it will be added on it. So let us check it whether this is the color or this is the UI requirement for that or not. So when you want to test an interaction or workflow or whatever it is, it should be designed like in ideas with full UI details. Whatever content it is required, it should be added it. So when you want to know the feedback from other design and users also, it's an important factor. So these are some constraints where best time to use high fidelity prototypes. Also you can see that some basic features of this ones. You can see that some real images we need to add, the typography, basically the concept like what kind of font we need to use to attract the customers, or it should be catchy kind of words or notes, and basically some colors. It should not be more different colors, it should be some pattern, some combo of 2 color, 3 color, or some particular color combos. It will be looks nice. Also some shadows also, it should looks very nice. So these are the basic ideas of an high fidelity designings. And here you can see some few flaws levels of high fidelity prototype, something like handling of design work, one's basic functionalities. So when to use the testing phase, we need to use perfect interaction to realistic. In final testing, we need to check whether all people are liking the application or not. So all these things will be discussed on this high fidelity prototypes. And when is the right time to use the high fidelity prototype? Some people will have a doubt that this is only a web oriented kind of, means high fidelity means it is web oriented or it is a product oriented. Absolutely, we can say it is a combo of both, whether it is a web oriented or it is a product oriented. So it may be a web application or it might be a product based. So prototype depends upon the project. And when is the right time to use high fidelity prototypes? When you have a visual design of your product. If you find or if you finalize some design from your group members, you are going to develop it. So that is what a high fidelity prototype stands for. And also when you have an idea about interactive elements such as animations, mini interactions or something like that, you can add on it. So also when you test the details of the products and some kind of outputs you will get from the people's end also, that time also UI elements, color schemes, copy, those details also are required. And the fourth point, it is same as transition animations. And the last point, it is like know your target's users feel. So whether they are liking or not, whether they are comfortable with that, they are okay with that. So that is the right exact time to use high fidelity prototypes. And these are the basic gains, like overall design will be a new product feature and some add value will get, some user experience you will get, also some drop down menus, image quality and text readability and text catchability. So these things are main constraints of high fidelity prototypes. Yeah, this is a basic example of a mobile application high fidelity prototype. So you can see that from a low fidelity design they have generated a final form of mobile application. So this is an example for high fidelity mobile application format. And I can show you one more example for that website high fidelity. So they designed one particular website with low fidelity to high fidelity. This is the basic example for mobile application to a web application mode high fidelity prototype. So some basic advantages and disadvantages, so we need to check it. Basically, we'll come with the disadvantage first. Absolutely, it will be a little bit costly and it is hard to change and rate it once we design or once we plan for a hardware type or a basically like hard copy or something of a prototype. It will be a little difficult to edit once again. So basically it is costly as well as it is a little bit difficult to change it. When it comes to the advantages, it looks a better visual effect and a rich kind of design you will get. Also you will get an accurate design of that product. And one more thing, you will get more feedbacks once the users will like on it. Also the clients you will get, it will get more popularity. So these are the basic kind of advantages where you will get from high fidelity prototypes. And this session basically concentrated on the online, that is web oriented high fidelity prototype designing. I will be teaching about that one. So these are the basic tools, basic online tools, offline tools where we are using for high fidelity prototyping. So basically we will call it as a wireframing or prototyping like that. So you can see some examples, something like Canva, InVision, Pix8 Axure, Form, Framer, Adobe XD. Previously it is known as like Project Comet. So Adobe XD is one of the very most popular type of tool where we are using just in mind, and the last one is Figma. Yeah, absolutely, Figma will be one suitable here in this session, because it is very easy to use, as well as it is open source, and we can use it in browser as well as we can use it in the desktop as well. So the session we will be seeing about Figma here. So let us see how to install the Figma here. I will show you. We need to go to the www.figma.com and you need to get started. I will show you that. So you need to go to that and you need to log in on it, and the page will be visible here. So start doing the website or UI here. That's it. So the first breakout activity for the students are like, you have to study about what is meant by Figma, what are the wireframing tools available, learn about it, make a small study about it, and find out how to install it, make it install, and be ready to do the small project. So that is the first breakout activity. Let me move to the breakout activity 2 also, then I can go with the small example session as well. So this is what the breakout activity first. So exploring and installation of wireframing tool, that is Figma tool. Yes, what is Figma? So Figma is a designing tool actually, like a progressive graphic editing application tool through worldwide it is using. What it makes better, like it collective interface configuration tool for making websites, applications, or any another kind of UI UX prototypes. So fundamentally it is basically deals with the wide range of designs, something like an applications of fantastic plans, prototypes and code alternatives, something like that. So basically the application will designs the basic designing tools for mobile applications and websites, as well as a lot of applications you can see. So all these things will be designed here. This is not a final output or final what you can call like a software. This is completely a basic design structure for the product. So it may be a tab format, it might be a mobile format, or maybe watch format, or whatever it is. So anything you can go with that. So it is the complete designing of a product. So the tools give you few solutions, something like an UI UX plan, and also why it is more useful means the second point. You can see that Figma is a cloud based product. Whatever you are doing, it will be automatically saved. So that is also one of the important things. So these days we are very lazy to save the project, or we need to keep some project somewhere, and also it is completely a cloud based, so that whenever you are doing the project, or whenever you are outside, or whenever we are somewhere, you can continue the project using your website. And website specialists need not to search remotely for the plugin, something like that. Something plugins will be like Unsplash, Iconify and all. So these are some kind of small plugins keywords where you can select, where you can download the data. So it's more easy, you can download all the features, you can get all the outputs and all. So it's very quite easy to get down the data. And some cons I will tell. Cons are something like huge part of designing, something like it will become like an alternate to a file, or sometimes if the RAM is 4 GB below or something like that, it may run slow, or it may work little bit clunky. So you need a good computer, at least an average system it is required. So that is one of the cons. Also one very important thing, it can't done be in offline mode. So internet connection is required, and it needs a good connection. So then only it will be working, and it will be done using a perfect mode. So these are three basic cons of Figma here. So I'm just comparing this Figma with another three platforms, something like Sketch and Adobe XD. So these three belongs in the same platform level, but what are the basic difference means, you can see that Figma is completely online mode, and it is completely we can able to do in website like open browser, or you can use it in desktop based. But these Adobe XD and Sketch and all, these two are offline, but you can do it only on the desktop application based. So installation, it will take some time, it may make some errors, and a lot of issues will be there on these two platforms. But it comes to the Figma, if it is having errors on the desktop application also, you can continue with the web browser application. So there will be less error rate, I found that. Also it is an open source based, like you can download, you can use anytime, anywhere in the world. Also you can see that prototyping is easy here, and first thing, plugin support is also good. And another important thing is it is a platform independent, like it will be available in all the platforms. If you go to the Microsoft, Apple or Ubuntu or whatever, it is supporting in all the platforms. Where if you see the sketch, it is only working only in the Apples, so Mac systems. So these are the basic differences, you can see that. So downloading also difficult for Adobe XD, you need the exact product license, product thing. So when it comes to the sketch and Adobe XD, what happen means there are a lot of issues you will find where Figma won't have such issues. You can easily get into it, you can install it, you can use it. So that is one of the easiest thing. And yeah, this is one Figma output I have done, that you can see that some prototyping, it is mentioned as here. This is a page number 1, home page 2, page 2, page 3, page 4. So this is a basic design of a mobile application using Figma. I can show you one more application of web oriented. So this is a website application that I have done here. So you can see all the designs I have done here. So this is the page number 1, home page, from home page to another page here, and page number 3, and so on, whatever you want. And you can see that connected to the page, another page here. So it depends upon the accessibilities. So the breakout activity 2, what is, as we completed the breakout activity 1, you have installed the Figma, right? So you need to learn about all those things. You need to create an e-commerce application. So it may be a mobile application or a desktop application, whatever. One application design, you design it, make it more attractive, and make the customers get attracted. So using wireframing, the student needs to design a e-commerce portal, either it is a mobile application or desktop application, whatever. Now let us see how to install and how to use it. Just brief, I can just show you a brief introduction about Figma here. So go to the web browser here, type Figma, 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 select it. You can see this is the basic icon here, some red color, violet, you can see that. And there will be an option like Figma downloads, click on it. So from there you will get Figma downloads option. So check the website once again, and you can download it in any platform. If you are using a Mac OS, go with that. If you are using Windows, go with that, and click on the Windows. If you are using Windows, it will take some 100 MB file, something like that. Click on that. I have already installed, so that I am opening it. When you are opening it, you need to log in with your page, or log in with your any Gmail or any mail, whatever it's your wish. So whether you can use that in the browser, or you can extra open in like a application, something like a desktop application here. So this is what a desktop application I mentioned. So new design file, you can go with that and click here. This is the basic design I have done here. I am not completely showing. You can see this, an online e-commerce platform I have designed here, you can see that. So this is what the design happening. So this is the page number 1 I mentioned as a home, and I am keeping here as a home here. This is like, we can call it as a login page, and if the user is new, we can make it like a registration here. So registration, so page number 3, and the 4th one is our portal, or you can see that purchasing portal, yeah. So 4 slides you can see, page number 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can see left side as all the layers that we have done here. Here in this arrow you can select move, and you can rescale all these things. When you select on this home, the entire layer will be selected here. So you can see that layer number 1, 2, 3, 4. So this layer consists of 2 another boxes. When you click that, you can see that the frames, like this images, this eclipse, this get started, battery icons, all these things are designed here. So all the elements, this element number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so all the 6, 7 elements you can see here on the left side. So these are the elements you can see here, and here you can select a frame and you can create new type of application. Something, if you want a mobile application, since you can see in the right side, if you want a desktop you can go with that. So any options you can with that. So to add the text you need to select the text button on the top. Also if you want to connect these slides you can go with the prototype option. So here it is design option, you can see that you can change the color. Suppose if you selecting this one, if I am selecting this, if I am selecting this one and if I am changing the colors, you can see you can make changes according to your wish. So if I want to take some changes on prototype, I am selecting prototype on the right side. So right top you can find a prototype option, there you need to connect. So this is the first page. If I click on get started page, it should go to the login page. So this is the connectivity I have done. So connectivity also, again I have edited something like some animations also here. So you can see some animation, you can click here. So this is some kind of connection. So get started, going to login page. If it is login, you can go to the main portal page. If the login happened or if it is a new user, go to the registration page. Again if registered you need to go to back to login page, and again the same process. Also it is just given like this, and a logout button also given, from logout to direct first page. So if you run the project you can see the output how it comes like. So this is the final output of a high fidelity prototype. You can see that if you click on get started you will get an option like this, and if you are not a new user you need to click a new user, type your credentials here. So this is how the design is going on, and click on register here. Again you registered. So if you go to login you will find all the products here. So this is completely a basic design I have done, and I would like to take one more session again how to clearly design all these things. We will come up with another session with all the clear designing ideas, how to design, how to make a good small application and all. We will see that. And this session is basically, I just want to convey this is the high fidelity prototype and this is how we can design it. So when you click logout, again going to the first one Shopee plan. So that is what about the high fidelity prototype, and at least I hope everyone understands some basic idea about what high fidelity prototype and all the features on it. So it's basically a high definition design of a basic small sketch. So where we are using basically, and means like after creating or after the lot of conversation and all from the team members, we will be designing it. And all of you please don't think that this is the only high fidelity prototype. There are a lot of you can see some devices, you can see some computers, you can see some mobile phones. All these things are a high fidelity designed prototypes. So it is not only some web pages or mobile applications, but also it is something like a product. So I hope all of you understand something in this session. We will come up with another session with the Figma in detail. So thank you all of you for listening, and thank you all. Have a nice day.